Every morning, I bring my kids to school. I come past this huge office building, and it's been empty since I know it. And this is annoying me a little bit because I live in this tiny apartment with a family of 5, and I'm looking to move, but I can find nothing bigger that fits within my budget. And I have this dream about living in this big office building with my family, but I know this dream is not going to be realized because even if I had the money, where am I going to start and who am I going to call to do it? And I'm sure that there are thousands of people that are also looking for an affordable place in Amsterdam to live, but they cannot find it. And this while there's so much space available in Amsterdam. Because did you know that we have 1.5 million square meters of vacant office buildings in the city? This could house up to 15,000 families. And it's not only office buildings, but also public buildings in the Netherlands that deal with these big vacancy issues. We have military buildings, schools, and hospitals. And they estimated that the amount of vacant space owned by the government will grow over 20 million square meters in the coming years. And this, well, there's a huge need for housing in the Netherlands. And the building production has never been this low. So the solution to these problems seems pretty obvious, right? You just make the match. But then if it's so obvious, why is so little still happening? Why don't office owners start to transform their office buildings into housing? And why do municipalities, why are they not able to offer their vacant and unused buildings directly to their citizens? Well, it all comes down to risk. Because if you're an office building, if you have an office building, you're an owner, and you want to transform this building into housing, then you need to invest millions of euros to do this. And if you're not sure that you're going to eventually sell those houses you make to people, you don't dare to take this risk. And even if a building owner would dare to take the risk, then he would not talk to you about your dreams and how you want to live there. Because you on your own can never buy a complete office building. But suppose that you would bring a whole group of people that share the same dream and share the same desire for this building, that would be a completely different situation. And this might even trigger this owner to start the transformation process. But then where, as an individual, do you find such a group? And how do you get in touch with this owner of the building? But to bridge the gap between owners and individuals, we created CrowdBuilding. It's a platform, and think of it as a Kickstarter platform where many small contributions can make very big things happen. But we don't kickstart products. We kickstart the transformation process of unused space into the house of your dreams. A while back, we launched our beta version where you can browse through vacant buildings and vote on the ones that you like. But you can also search people and find people with similar interests. And you can team up with them and start building groups. And with all the voting, we see what buildings are popular with the crowd and which ones are not. And when we have enough people, we can transform a vacant building, an unused building, into a very interesting business case for the owner. But even more important, also to a very nice home for a building group. And this is actually the cool thing about a crowd building platform, because building groups can have very specific ideas about how they want to live. And with those ideas, they can also influence the way these buildings are transformed. So you have cooking addicts or musicians. They can all create the living environment that is exactly fit to their needs. And we see this happening more and more, that people want to have an influence on the way that they live and with whom they live and how they live. And they're right, because why would you settle for a generic apartment when it's almost the biggest investment in your life? So with CrowdBuilding, we want to collect these ideas on how to live, these strong ideas of people, so they can be visible and so that they can also inspire other people. And we want to get them leverage. Leverage so we can transform unused space and open it up to individuals so that they can start strong living communities inside those buildings. But we don't need to stop with buildings, because the ideas behind CrowdBuilding are also applicable to other areas and other developments. So imagine that streets or your neighborhoods or our cities would be opened up to the crowd. And that's eventually our goal. We want to open up the planning process in our built environment and give a voice to the people who actually live in it. So let's start crowd building. Thank you.